Hi Cancer, welcome to Esoteric Tales and Tarot. This is your October monthly tarot and psychic reading, and this month I'm going with the Everyday Witch, Deborah Blake tarot and artwork by Elisabeth Alba. I've done an unboxing of this cool deck on my channel. It's really awesome for Halloween. It's got all your witchy poo themed stuff with your cats, your broomsticks, your hats and colours, and it's a lot of fun for Halloween. And then I'm going to clarify with the Barbara Walker tarot, another beautiful deck that's been around since the 80s. I've recently purchased it and done an unboxing on my channel as well, so that you can see all of the cards. The back's very cool. I love this deck. And then I'm going to get a special message for you with the Illuminé tarot. Sorry, it's not a tarot deck. It's a like an oracle special messages deck. And this is by Janice, who I met in the southernmost tip, the South Island of New Zealand in South Otago, and she gave me a reading herself, which was really enlightening, really interesting. She does this beautiful artwork that she has for sale, and I love this Illuminé deck. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I got this deck in a funny way, not at the time of the reading, but later on. I'm going to do a little story of that on my channel coming up in the future, because it's a pretty cool story. Of course, I have spent some time outside with my crystal ball. It's been charging up by the full moon, and in the coming days after it in the moonlight. And then I've been going out in the garden or out in nature, taking my crystal ball with me and doing some scrying for the different star signs. And I've taken notes about what I had down for you guys. So Cancer, I got chasing the sun. So holidays somewhere warm, or are you buying deck chairs because you need to get out in the sun and you're just feeling a real pull and draw towards sunshine? So perhaps you're southern hemisphere like me, and it's starting to get warmer and you're enjoying the sun. But perhaps you're northern hemisphere and the sun's fading and you're heading into that winter and you're feeling like, oh, I haven't quite had enough of the sunshine, it's leaving me too soon. And I thought, do you need to check your vitamin D? Just make sure that that's something that you're keeping up on, because perhaps that could be lacking. But I kept seeing that sort of chariot card of getting in your car and going, or getting on the horses, or getting in a chariot and heading somewhere, or you're dreaming about it, sort of daydreaming about. And the deck chairs made me think about a cruise. So perhaps just sort of thinking, do I need to plan something? And I felt as though this was linked. I got another message about pressure in relationships and in the household, and instantly I saw sort of co-parenting come up, and I thought there was some trickiness between balance and fairness. And I felt as though this could have been energy around the school holidays. So perhaps you were juggling and there were different ideas and something seemed unfair. Perhaps it was the amount of time or the decisions being made about where the holidays were, or something that was, not quite sitting so well and felt a bit like it was unfair. And, that was interesting, because then straight away the crystal ball changed and I saw a photography. I saw a camera. It was quite a good looking, like sort of a camera that you would buy that you have hanging around your neck, like a digital camera. And I was seeing that in terms of this wanting to get away and taking photos of something. But then it turned into more of an idea of business photo and websites. And like, would that be of help to you to be updating your photos on your website? And maybe a photographer, or there's somebody who you can collaborate with, where something that you're offering they might need and you might need the photos, so you can do an exchange. That was what I was feeling, as though trade secrets or trade gifts. And could you be getting a camera, or do you want a camera for your holidays? Can you borrow one to take away, or do you just want to go out in nature and use your phone and take some really interesting pictures? And like, that just felt like maybe that could be part of this website. Perhaps you can use your camera in an interesting way on your phone and just take something cool and do some posts or some updates, something to do with your business. I think that would be really nice for you. So that was what I was seeing in the crystal ball. Let's see what comes up in the tarot for you. Okay, Cancer, a decent sized month. That kind of is going along with the theme of all the other signs as well. There seems to be, even with a small amount of cards on the table, a lot of the readings I've had have this, quite a few of the major arcana, and you're no different. So we start with the overall energy for you being the Empress. It's clarified by the World card. So you've got two major arcanas there. And then also on the table, we have the Emperor and the Judgment card. So I think, there is something big that's going on in this month, which, that's clear from the energy that I was feeling from scrying with the crystal ball. So to start out, the Empress. This is actually really lovely energy that I'm feeling for you. I feel as though it's actually come after some complications in relationships, a lot what I was talking about. So if this reading's for you, the feeling of that underneath this Empress, you've come out of the energy where you were the Six of Swords. This in the original Rider-Waite deck, as these people are inside a boat and they've been on rocky waves and they're coming to calmer water, so it's heading off away from your troubles. And we've had the Seven of Swords below that, so that sneaking away, or someone behind your back stealing away with something, quite a negative sort of energy. And the Moon, this secrets and lies and deception. And where I've said that you want to be is in this Sun energy, and you've had the Tower in before that, so a big foundation change. And this is where you were kind of hoping to head. This often means for me, children could be involved as well. The Sun card, there's a child in the main Rider-Waite deck, and there's a child here with some adults, and also this birthing. So it could be as well the Empress has a pregnancy here. And I just thought it's interesting because it's as though in this meaning with this spread, I feel as though you're feeling like you're abundant on your own, and perhaps you're birthing new ideas, perhaps a creative project, and that's helping you come out of that energy with relationships and feeling like things are unfair and unstable. The World is beautiful to come along with it, because the World has that same kind of energy too, feeling as though it's abundant and like you have something that is going to start, that's going to change the energy around for you, since you've had some tricky times, I think, relatively recently in the past few months. And that's also got a lovely card underneath, the Ten of Cups. So getting into salvation and the perfect sort of energy for relationships, and temperance with the Balance underneath that. So it is overall this month of October, nicer energy coming in after a hard time more recently, I would say. And so what we have with that, though, always when the energy's just starting to shift, you've still got this kind of a bit of a hangover feeling. And we've had this card pop up a little bit, the Four of Wands, in the readings this month as well. So it feels like there's people who need the rest. And I think this came up for Taurus and also for Gemini, actually. Four of Swords. So you've got this card here which is indicating that rest and looking after your health, meditating, going within for the answers. There's new moon energy here, so a shift. We're coming out of that full moon at the start of October, where this energy is and heading, back down, winding down, and it will get into that new moon. So up until that time, light your candles, get the smoke going, and clear out the old energy, because I've just felt as though the clarifying card being the Ace of Wands, I felt drained when I was even looking at this card. So the feeling that I got was, if you do these restful, taking care of yourself, eating well, resting, it's going to re-energize you and give you that fiery energy that you need, the power that you're going to need, and give you this sort of, the fiery energy that sometimes the watery kind of signs need need that when they've gotten too far into their emotions and they're finding hard to drag out of it. And that we could see carrying over with the Nine of Swords. So this one is feeling, again, I've got this in bed, on the bed here, just sort of wanting to be alone and, journaling, reflecting, kind of feeling like, these are all the swords she's had to pull out of her back, maybe the memories. She seems like she's crying here. And, she's not really focusing on this beautiful sunrise that's happening here. And like we were talking about earlier, I think you're really craving that sun, that new energy coming in. And, you want to be back there where you were feeling sunny, happy, and that kind of thing. So that one is actually clarified by the Prince of Cups, Galahad, and he's in reverse. And Galahad being the illegitimate son of Sir Lancelot and Elaine, and this is the Holy Grail, of course. So, but that feels as though this is in reverse energy, because at the moment it feels as though, you're unable to sort of get a hold of this energy. But I feel as though the Holy Grail and that bright sunshine there, it is just outside the window. And, you will get there. The energy is going to shift. I think that, it could have been, this could be your energy, of course, because the Prince of Cups is a water sign energy. So it could be, a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, or they could be the ones that are involved here in this reason of why you're feeling like you're, not having that fairness. I also thought it being a prince, it might be to do with that co-parenting, that I picked up on in the reading earlier as well. So we have the King of Swords here, a very strong energy coming in after that, strong communication. He's in his power. It's like things are shifting now, and it feels as though, I felt as though this was your energy coming in, and like you were the one holding this King of Swords. Of course, it could be that all of this energy is to do with an air sign that's in your life, and that would be the Aquariuses and the Libras and the Geminis. But, for me, it felt as though after this time of rest and restoration, the power was building, and you've able to get this, you've gained a lot of knowledge in this time of reflection, and you're able to communicate, because air signs are very good with their communication. So you're able to articulate your needs, and you're starting to think, I can actually be the own emperor in my life and start to take charge. He's brandishing this, torch here, and has his pentacles, has his shield, and the emperor looks like he's on top of the world here. And I just think, this is the energy shifting here, kind of mid of the month, where you're starting to say, hang on, I can take control of my destiny. What do I need for myself? And then we come into, well, hey now, this is what we wanted. Here's that deck chair that I saw that I thought you might want to be purchasing. This is another card that's been popping up in the readings quite a lot. And it reminds me of my friend who's a Scorpio, who has this kind of hair like this. So it makes me laugh when I see her, because I think, oh yeah, well, this is where the water signs, where they really are starting to go, hey, it's been tricky. It's our turn to sort of get the sunshine on us and start to create this abundance. And this is where I'm feeling as though these two are connecting. See the trees in the background? At first there was the fruit growing, but now you can see that there's the pentacles coming in the tree, so the money and everything. So focusing on yourself and, resting, regaining your power, spending time with your pets. There's a lovely little cat here. Getting out into nature, out in your garden, where, I know that Cancers love to be with their, outside in nature too. because they love to be in their, in their homes, having them looking beautiful, and, their gardens, or their little, maybe it's a patio, maybe it's a little balcony that you can spend some time inside in the sunshine and just sort of, recharge. And that just makes you feel nice and independent. And that one's clarified by the Judgment card. And again, I felt as though this was to do with that fairness, that, the sound of the horn, the angels are coming in, and perhaps things are going to, become a little more fairer, or you're going to see it in a way where, okay, I didn't get my own way with this co-parenting thing. I've had to make a compromise, but now I've got the time to be on my deck chair, as much as I'm hurting about how things haven't gone my way, I'm able to sort of have that come in. And this gives me that nice feeling of holiday mode, get the camera out. Maybe she's thinking about that, photography and how to kind of get herself into this emperor boss, how am I going to get my websites and everything up and running, and how am I going to get myself so that I'm in a great place to be this empress. So overall, I'm feeling like it is really quite nice energy after a tricky time. And how fantastic that the beautiful Janice and her Illuminé deck has this wonderful Friends card to top it off. And I just thought it was the cutest thing ever. And the other part about it that's just made me think how lovely is that, that's who you can rely on in these times when relationships are going topsy-turvy. Your friends, give somebody a call and, talk through what's going on. Also, they can be, a great sounding board, perhaps somebody to help with the co-parenting thing, to do some babysitting or running around, all of that. Like, there's more people around you than you think. So it's just a nice reminder there to call on your friends for help. I think, Cancer, that, it's the 10th month, like we're getting there to the end of the year. Perhaps not everything's gone your way, but there's hope there. You're certainly coming out of this funky energy into something really great. The sun, try to get into it because, it's shining. Maybe plan that holiday or short getaway, camping trip, something that can recharge your batteries. I think it's going to be a great month. Thanks for listening. Please like, share and subscribe because that would be really great. Thank you, Cancers, and enjoy your Halloween. I hope you have something fun to do. See you.